Hey everyone, this is Allie. Welcome back. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to start this linen stitch square that I am using for my temperature blankets. I got a couple requests for a tutorial. I do have a reel on my Instagram about how to start it, but a couple people were wanting a more lengthy tutorial. So that's what we're going to do today. This is my January square. It's not complete yet. It's about halfway done, but this is what it's looking like, and I really love how the linen stitch kind of like interlocks with all the other colors, and just the overall striping effect it does is really neat. So I'm going to show you how to do a solid, and then I'll show you how I change color. And I've got a couple of little cakes here to get started with. So we're going to start with this green color here. It's really not that difficult to start. Okay, to begin, you can either do a magic circle or a chain 4 slip stitch, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add a slip knot to my hook and chain 4. Slip stitch into that first chain. And now you're going to single crochet right into the circle, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2. So you've done a single crochet, chain 2 4 times. And I'm going to tighten my little loop there, and you're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet, and it can be a little tricky to find, but once you have it, you'll see that it makes this little itty bitty square. So to continue, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1 and then turn. I'm not going to keep going around in the same direction. I find that chaining 1 and then turning allows for a even square, and you won't have that swirly effect that you can sometimes get when working in a square shape. So in that chain 2, it's going to be right there, right next to where you turned, and immediately into that you're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And then you're going to chain 1 instead of 2, because we're now moving over that side single crochet from round 1. And then into that chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So that single crochet with the chain 2 between each one is your corner. Chain 1, into the chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 1, last corner, chain 1, and then slip stitch into your first single there. So there's round 2, and you can start to see the little square taking shape. So let's do a couple more rounds. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And you're always going to immediately work into that space that's like right next. You're never going to work into a single crochet. So I single crocheted, chain 1, back into our corner, repeat here. I'm going to get some more yarn out. All right, so I chained 1 after that corner, single crochet into the chain space, chain 1, corner stitches, chain 1, single crochet between the single crochets from the last round. And I like this stitch a lot because you're never crocheting into a stitch. So you just got to find the right space that you need to go into. And it makes it move pretty quickly because you're not having to place your hook somewhere, very specific, like in a stitch. It's just in a space. So I'm going to slip stitch into that first, and see, now we've got a really good square going. So let's do one more round. Chain 1 and turn. And right there, our space is right there. So single crochet, chain 1 into the corner. And you just keep working. The screen does not want to come out easily. So always put your single crochets in a chain space and always chain over single crochets. And keep doing that, you will be just fine. Last corner, 2 chains, single chain 1, and then slip stitch. Okay, I'm going to cut this yarn. And there we go. So you got your little square. Give that center pull tug. Now to change color, I will grab my next color and I will make a slip knot on my hook. And whatever side I just finished, I'm going to work on the reverse. So I'm going to flip this over, and that keeps your sides even. And I'm just going to attach on in any chain space. Then I'm going to chain 1 and then single crochet into the same space. And now that little chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. It's just to help me get my single crochet up to the height that I need it to be. So now I'm going to chain 1 and then continue exactly how we have been. Putting the single crochets into chain spaces and then doing our corner stitches. Now, when you get to like where you fastened off, it's gonna look a little chunky right there, but that whole piece is counted as 1 stitch. So don't try to stick your hook in between any of those. Just find the next chain space, which is right over here. So you just go right over it. And now that I'm working over that end, I won't have to weave it in. So I like to hold that end there as I work. And that makes it easier for cleanup at the end. And then I'm going to slip stitch into that first single crochet. Skip that little chain 1. Don't let that confuse you. And there's that color change round. So now you can see how those stitches interact with each other when you're placing the singles in between the singles from the last round. And you just keep working in that way. You can, I'm going to tighten this end here that I worked over. I'll probably weave that in just a little bit because it's a little short, but, and that is how you do a linen square. So let's, I'm going to do another round with one more color just so that you can see. All right, so I'm going to work on the other side that I just finished to keep it even. Attach on in any chain space. Sorry if I move and you can't see something. It's hard watching the camera and my hands at the same time. Okay, so I chained 1. I'm going to single crochet right into that same space, just like we did, and just continue that around. that chain space corner. Starting to rain here, so you might hear that in the background. Skipping over this whole section, that is one stitch. And then I've got this tail that I can work right over. Pardon the truck if you hear it. Work around. Got a few more stitches left. All right, and then going to chain one back to where we started. Cut my yarn. And there is that round. So that's what it looks like on the other side. That's the wrong side. Here's the right side. And that is how you do a linen stitch square. So I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. And if you decide to make a linen stitch square temperature blanket, please tag me. I'd love to see it. And let me know how it goes. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.